Hi guys, hi guys. Welcome to another edition of Joe Loves Drama, where we're gonna review our 6 for 6. What's 6 for 6? 6 for 6 is the top 6 movies on my watch list that has kept me going and at the edge of my seat for the first half of the year. Interesting, right? I know everyone has their priority and everyone has their top, series that they are interested in, that made them cry, that made them laugh. But this is my top 6 because they brought on the feels, they brought on the drama, they really brought it. So let's dig in and see our top 6 picks from January to June. Number 1 on my list is Business Proposal. Like, seriously, Business Proposal was like the best thing for me to use to start off the year. I have no other words to describe Business Proposal. Honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10, they score a 12, and it's just 12 episodes. 12 amazing episodes. Okay, so I will not lie that the first 1 or 2 episodes got me like, I think the first episode was like, really, what's this? Isn't this just some cliche? Business Proposal is a story between Kang Tae-moon, played by An Hee-sop, and Shin Harry, played by Solina. So they met on a blind date. Harry went on a blind date on behalf of her friend, who her father was trying to set up with a rich guy, and she went on the blind date, and the plan was to go in there and make the guy hate her so much that he would not want to propose marriage. But it actually had the opposite effect. She went in, Harry went in for the blind date with Kang Tae-moon, and he was like, I need to get my own grandfather off my back. So yes, I will get married to you. We can have a contract marriage and then pretend to be married and all that, so that this man stop making me go on blind dates, because I'm too busy with my life to be going on blind dates, because he was very, very business oriented and work focused, like no distractions whatsoever. So they go on this blind date. She does everything to discredit him. I think the highlight for me was when she named her boobs. Oh my God. I laughed and spat out the water. That was hilarious. But everything she did failed, because he eventually found out that she was pretending to be someone else. And then he was like, okay, so since you pretended, you might as well just continue to pretend. And then it turns out that Kang Tae-moon is the CEO of her company. Oh my God. And she's the top researcher in that same company. So definitely they were bound to meet and cross paths eventually. And then, they fell in love and all that. But all in all, it was a fantastic. Ask anyone who watched Business Proposal, they will tell you that it was epic. 12 episodes, straight, sharp, to the point. It was lovely. You should watch it. So next on the list is 2521. If you have been living under a rock, you would not have heard about 2521. Yes, it is no Squid Games that went all international, but 2521 did make an impact in the K-drama universe. Starring Kim Tae-ri and Nam Jo-hook in the lead roles. Kim Tae-ri starred as Nahido, and Nam Jo-hook starred as Becky Jin. Nahido and Becky Jin will go down in history as the most, sorrowful couple, like the best thing that never was. That's the way I can capture it. They so built up their story. I watched it weekly at the time, and I watched it, and I kept having dreams and visions about 2521, and we all kept trying to come up with theories about how it was gonna end. Their story was just so beautiful. They had a beautiful friendship, and they supported and encouraged everyone at each other when she was 18 and I think he was 21 or 22, and they just had this beautiful friendship where she could encourage him and he could encourage her. They rooted for each other, and then Nahido was the one who pushed for them to have a relationship because she came into her feelings first for Becky Jean, and it was just like, Lord, can I have a romance like this? Like, they got each other, they understood each other, and it was just amazing. The build up, oh my God, the storytelling was just wonderful. It was beautiful from episode 1 to episode 15. Episode 16, as far as I'm concerned, did not exist, and I'm sure it didn't exist for a whole lot of other people because it did not just make sense. How? Okay, let me not spoil it, but you should watch 25-21. It's about fencing in Korea. Nahido was a fencing champion, and it told more than a romance story, but it was a story of friendship, a story of survival, a story of fighting for what you wanted. Nahido fought for every single thing she got, from the competition to even dating Becky Jean. She fought for everything she wanted, and she got it. And she got it. And that's 25-21. Oh, I'm in my feelings right now. Like, oh my God. So let's move on to number 3. Number 3 on my list is 39. Okay, so we've gone from romantic comedy to, like, romantic drama. Now we are in like slice of life drama. 39. If you do not want to cry, I suggest you skip this one. I think it came out sometime in March, and it starred So Ye-jun, Jo Mi-do, and Kim Ji-hoon. If you watched Hospital Playlist, you will know our actress Jo Mi-do. So it tells the story of 3 friends who've been friends since high school, and how they've grown up, and they're all 39 years old and about to turn 40, building their life, sharing their life with each other, family, career. It talks about the stigma of being an adopted child, and in Korea, and it's really something to watch. It also touches topic about dying, and when I was watching it, what I kept thinking about was, so Joy, if you knew you were going to die, what would you do differently? Who are the people that would surround you at that time? Do you have those people right now? Do you even have people in your corner that, if you found out that you were dying, that they would be there for you no matter what? 39 was just a very, I won't say sorrowful story, but it's a slow burn. Sad, you will cry a lot, you will think about your life, you will think about your relationships, you think about the friendships in your life, and I think you will leave it feeling like, I need to have better relationships. I have to surround myself with love. I have to do what I can right now because, life is short. So I think you should watch 39. So on to number 4, Crazy Love. Can someone say crazy love? Crazy love. It's not Crazy Love that Beyonce sang. This is something entirely different. Starring Crystal Jung as Lee Shin-ai and Kim Jo-wook as No-Go Jin. Can somebody say No-Go Jin? Can somebody say No-Go Jin? Oh my gosh. He was the worst boss that ever existed. Like, seriously, if you ever have a boss like this, I advise you to resign, because he was just horrible. God! Many times I felt like stabbing him through the TV. But Crazy Love, it starts out as one thing and ends at something else. So it starts out as this boss in the educational sector who is known for giving epic lessons. He's the top tutor in Korea fictional career, I guess. And so he knows everything. He's brilliant. He's a mathematician, and he has this, training college called Go Top. And everybody's his rival. Everyone's trying to best him, and etc., etc., and so forth. And he has this PA called Shinai, and she wants to be a teacher as well, but she's doing everything. So she was told that if she survives a year being his PA, she will get a chance to be recruited. But when it gets to the year mark, she finds out that she was being scammed and that they were still going to let her go. So she finds out also that she's going to die. So, Terina was like, what would you do if you were going to die? So now she finds out she's going to die, and she says like, okay, I've stomached this man's crap for a year, so I'm going to get my revenge. So she goes to his house and threatens him and about to kill him, and then they fight and everything, and then she leaves. Apparently he has an accident, someone hits him with a car, and he loses his memory. And when she comes to the hospital to check, like, okay, so this guy, did he die? Is he fine? And then he finds out that she has lost his memory, and she claims to be his fiancée so she can further torment him. Oh my God. She was hilarious to see her go from this timid young lady to someone so vicious and angry and mean. Was just a beauty to behold. If you know Crystal, she has this very dainty and cool exterior, but in Crazy Like Love she really brought it. And just to find out that halfway through the series he was actually pretending to have amnesia. Yes, pretending. So you can imagine how she felt. And she found out also she was not gonna die. She found out also she was not going to die. Oh my God, and she needed to keep her job. So everything just was a mess. But I have to say though, that the kiss scene, oh my God, I felt like I was intruding on them. It was so intimate, and oh my God, I feel so hot right now. Like, Crazy Love. You should definitely watch Crazy Love. So on to number 5. Number 5 for me is Tomorrow. Tomorrow was based on Grim Reapers trying to stop people from committing suicide. So if you're triggered by suicide stories and people, things like that, I advise you to skip this one. But it stars Rowan, Rowan, the musician, and he stars also Kim Hee-sung, who was also in Remarriage and Desires, and Alice. If you've watched any of those ones, she's brilliant. She's just brilliant. And if you've watched Lady in Dignity, which came out a few years ago, I really loved that one as well. She was also in that. He also stars Lee So-hook. He's a model, and he was in Doom at Your Service, and also Handmade Love. It's like Handmade Love is a short web series that is on YouTube. You should check that one out as well. I think it's about 10 episodes, very straight to the point. 10 minutes per episode, nothing too dramatic, but it was quite interesting. So they star as Grim Reapers trying to prevent people from committing suicide. Lee So-hook was actually doing the opposite. He believed that, hey, you committed suicide. Why should I stop you? You have given up on life. He believed that people did not cherish their lives, and if they did not cherish their life, why did we have to save them? There's a whole story behind his relationship with Kim Hee-sung, and how they've gone back hundreds of years, and how Kim Hee-sung actually took her own life, and that's why she's so passionate about saving people from suicide. Because the truth is, when people think about committing suicide, they feel there is no hope and there is nothing else that can be done about whatever situation they find themselves in. And Tomorrow lets us see that pulling people off the ledge and letting people see that there is more to life than what it is that they are going through at that particular moment. Oh, I'm preaching right now, so I have to stop myself. But you need to check out Tomorrow. It's quite interesting. But like I said, if you're going to be triggered by suicide and things like that, I suggest you skip this one. On to number 6 on my list, and number 6 is Liberation Notes. Ha 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 ha! I loved Liberation Notes. When he started out in episode 1, I was like, am I really sure about this? But I found myself watching. With every episode, I was like, what am I watching? But I kept watching. What am I watching? Nothing's really happening, but I kept watching because it just sucks you in. It's about healing, redemption, finding yourself, finding meaning to life. And Mr. Goo, oh my gosh, we love Mr. Goo. Mr. Goo was just an alcoholic, who lived with this family. So Liberation Notes stars Son So Koo, Kim Ji Woon, Lee Min Ki, and Liel. Okay, so Kim Ji Woon is Minju, and Lee Min Ki and Liel are her siblings. So it's a story about these 3 siblings who are living at the outskirts of Seoul, and they're just trying to find meaning in life, have an enjoyable life. When you see their lives and you hear them talk, you just feel sorry for them. But it's so realistic, the way they depict how upset and discomforted by the life that they are living, and uncomfortable within that life they are living. They're uncomfortable within their job. They're uncomfortable about their love life and lack thereof. Minju is trying to keep the fact that she took a loan for someone who she was in love with, her boyfriend, and the guy ran away with his money and married somebody else. So, and she couldn't tell her parents because she was upset and ashamed. So she ended up confiding in Mr. Goo and hiding the evidence in Mr. Goo's house, and thus began her relationship with Mr. Goo. So Mr. Goo just, caught her eyes, and she says to him that instead of drinking and trying to drink yourself to death, worship me. That was so epic. The episode she said that in it, that was how it ended. She said, instead of you drinking yourself to death, worship me. And that was the theme of their relationship. So he would say something nice and would say, I just worshipped you. And it was just so lovely, the back and forth between them. Mr. Goo turned out to be a gangster who was hiding out in their village where they were living. And after a while, he leaves, and she's heartbroken because in worshiping her, she had grown attached. And, he disappears for about, I think, 3-4 years. And they reconnect when he comes to himself and says, right, I really need to rekindle this relationship with this young lady. So it's very emotional and very, it just sucks you in. And Liberation Notes, they just wanted to be liberated from the things that held them down. And the reason why it connected with me was because, we all have those situations in our lives, and we all have those things and those moments where we're like, this can't be it. There should be more to life. I believe there is more for me to do. I can do more than what I'm doing right now. But, it was just beautiful all over. So those are my 6 picks. There are some honorable mentions, which will show on the screen. But these are my top picks for the month of January to June. So what are your own top 6? You can share them in the comments and let's discuss them. But these for me were the ones that stood out. If I were to pick one, I can't pick one. If I were to pick 2, I would say Business Proposal and 2521. 2521 will go down in history as the best drama that did not have a happy ending. It was just, it set us all up for heartbreak. That's the best I can say about it. But it was a beautifully told story that just didn't end right. I'm still traumatized by 2521. I will not lie. I still avoid, videos that talk about the series till now. Will I watch it again? Maybe some years down where I've overcome, my heartbreak. But for right now, it will be one of the best movies that I have seen in 2022. So let me know your top picks, and I'll see you in the next one.